Welcome, welcome. I am Dina, and this is Discussions with Dina. I want to invite you to join me right here daily, Monday through Friday at 12:30. I will be discussing various topics and speaking on issues of concern to me and you. So join in the discussion. Subscribe, like, and share. And feel free to join me in the chat or call in and share your opinion live on the topic of the day. You can listen to this podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcast. So set your schedule and meet me here Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Welcome, welcome. I am Dina, and this is Discussions with Dina. Now, I am hoping that today finds you and yours in the best of spirits. It is a gorgeous day today. I mean, it is beautiful outside, and the sun is just beaming through my window, and it is giving me life. Now, I want everybody that is experiencing this day as well to get out and enjoy some of this sun. I don't know how much longer we'll have it, but I'm gonna enjoy it. And I invite you to do the same thing. Now, I want you to know that you can join me here daily, Monday through Friday at 12:30. So subscribe, like, share, and or comment. I am always interested in hearing others' opinions on various topics, so be sure to share them with me. Now today, I have been watching and noticing there are a lot of reports on there being a possible lockdown that's coming soon. And in some areas, they're already on lockdown because there are more than 10.6 million confirmed cases of COVID in the United States. And they have contributed 244,000 American deaths to COVID-19. So I've seen that there are more than 161,000 new cases that have been reported in the U.S. as of Thursday. So this is serious. In California and in Texas, it has already surpassed 1 million cases. And I was looking at some news footage, and I noticed that they were speaking to officials in Wisconsin, and they have reported 7,500 new cases. And they're saying that this is within a week, and this is more than there was in the last 6 months combined. So that's pretty amazing. And now the doctors and hospital officials are saying that what they would normally reserve for combat zones, they are finding it necessary to implement in the hospitals today. That means that they're making decisions on life and death, who live and who dies. So who's going to get the treatment? They're having to determine that themselves. So they are actually making decisions on who will get ventilators or life-saving medical care and who is simply going to be allowed to just die or suffer. And it makes you wonder, what are the stipulations when it comes to determining this? I have also heard, one doctor said that they were going to only treat the young people. And I'm saying, what constitutes young? What is that cutoff age? So it doesn't seem to me that it was, I guess the election may have taken all of the news, I don't know. But it seems that this COVID-19 has really been accelerated after the election. However, I'm not hearing a huge uptick in the number of deaths from the virus, but any family that has lost a loved one as a result of this disease or this pandemic is still very tragic. It's very tragic, and my heart goes out to them. Now, the Biden coronavirus task force, the doctor says that there may be a need for a 4 to 6 week lockdown, and that this could actually control the pandemic. He was in an interview on Yahoo, and his name is Michael Osterholm, Dr. Michael Osterholm, and he's the director of the Center of Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota. And he has stressed that the country is in a position to pay its workers to stay home, which is an excellent idea. If you want people to stay home, give them some kind of comfort where they can at least be able to take care of themselves and not have to struggle and worry while they stay home in an effort to get the pandemic under control. So Dr. Osterholm said that we could pay for a package right now to cover all of the lost wages for individual workers, for losses to small companies, to medium-sized companies, or cities, states, or governments. He said we could do all of that. And if that was done, he said that we could lock down for 4 to 6 weeks and it could drive the numbers down. He also stated that other nations that had done this effectively, that they are at this time, they're in a better position than the United States is under these same numbers or conditions. So what he's saying is there are some regions that are actually reopening, but he feels as if the United States they reopened too quickly, and that he had already predicted, which I'm not a scientist, but I predicted that, or a doctor, that opening too soon has contributed to some of the numbers that we see, the uptick. Now, the number of hospitalizations is already, he said, is already pushing the hospital staff to the brink. And he used El Paso, Texas, as an example of a city that had to bring in overflow hospital beds and that it had to up its mobile morgues. And it went from 3 to 4 and then to 10 this week alone. So on Wednesday, he said a total of more than 1,000 hospitalized patients. This is what there was. So now it's considered to be a border town. And now they have more COVID-19 patients requiring hospitalizations than most any other state. That is amazing. Especially since they're saying that Texas and California, they went over 1 million cases. They're now over 1 million cases. But I want to personally encourage my family and friends to do whatever it takes to protect yourself from this illness. Now, I know there are many interactions that may not be avoidable, but I encourage you to do what you can to prevent contamination. And that's whether or not you believe it is legitimate, whether or not you believe it is manufactured. I want to encourage you to be cautious and prevent yourself from getting it by any means necessary. If you take some precautions, we can try something. We don't know everything about it, but the only thing you have to lose is your life. So protect yourself if that means eating well and changing some of your habits, then do so. It's always better to be safe than sorry. So I want to encourage you, and I want you to be encouraged and inspire you to do whatever you can to protect yourself and your family, because I want to see you live and strive. Now, in the midst of this pandemic, many of us are having to homeschool our children for the first time, as at least we think it's the first time. And I want to just remind you, wonderful parents that you are and would like to be, that this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's something that was normal for centuries that has been, it's changed, so we think it's awkward. But you're always, if you're a parent, you're really always in teacher mode. Now, I don't look at it as a bad thing, as I've said before. I believe in homeschooling. I actually homeschooled mine, and I would encourage you to make sure that there is a good environment that you've set up for your children or your child in your home. That's very important. But I believe this is the perfect opportunity for our children in particular. Now, I homeschooled and I actually enjoyed it. So I just wanted to share and encourage you and just offer some words of encouragement to the parents out there or the caregivers who may be at home with your children, because we often second guess ourselves when it comes to doing things like this, but we are well equipped for this. Sometimes you just got to tap into it and use others around you to help motivate you and encourage you. It should be something that we do anyway. It's the kind of thing that I think our community should be doing anyway. But first of all, I want you to understand that it is not necessary to have a degree to teach your own children. However, it is important that you know that what you are educating, you got to know what you are educating them on. What I mean is, once you understand, it's really not difficult. We put too much pressure on ourselves based on what society has told us is normal and acceptable when it comes to education. Education is simply a guide for people to keep and maintain a civilized life or society. So education is just simply meant to civilize you. And civilize means simply to develop out of a primitive state and to bring to an advanced state of mind, behavior, or culture. So keep this in mind if you are serious about educating your little ones. You have to have and understand what is your idea of advanced culture and behavior. It can be a wonderful opportunity to inform and educate those little beautiful children of yours. And you can do it and encourage positivity within them. So don't be overwhelmed by sometimes we get overwhelmed. It's too much. Don't take it like that, because some of the things that we put on ourselves is from other people expectations of us, which is not necessarily something that is good, but you don't have to be influenced by that, is what I'm trying to say. So when you are serious about teaching your children, just take your time and be yourself. And there are a lot of online classes that are really helpful if you are in fact homeschooling your children. There are online classes that are there to aid you, and it's an opportunity to monitor what is being taught to your children or your child. So take advantage of it. You got to be observing. Now, we tend to become assimilated when we often attend classes in school. So this is a good opportunity to change that dynamic. The important thing is consistency and disciplining yourself as well as your child or children when it comes to scheduling and interacting, because you are actually teaching your children, as I said, naturally every day, because they are just like little copy machines. They mimic you, they mimic what you do. So you simply need the heart and the mind to do it, and keeping good and accurate records of their progress. That's a good thing. So you have to keep up with what you are instructing them on. So just write it down and make sure they have accomplished whatever task as far as book learning, because the mother is the first teacher. So the parents are the biggest and the most influential for the most part when it comes to your children. So you're already teaching them. So what you're doing is just doing it consciously now when it comes to the book part of it. But you have others that are willing and able to assist you in that area too. You simply need the will and construct a comfortable environment in your home to educate them. Make it fun and enjoy yourself. Children respond better when they feel comfortable and relaxed. I don't mean to the point where they're lazy, but enough to make them excited or encouraged to share what they have learned from your daily sessions. Because true learning and teaching occurs when you put the books down. So I think teaching our own should be the order of the day for all Black people. It changes our perspective and it encourages acceptance of yourself and your kind. And the education that we need is that knowledge which creates the power to accomplish and make progress in the good things or righteous things we need as a group and as a society. Now, so education is lifelong. It is a lifelong process. It is a good idea to interact with others who may be educating or taking classes online. You can also, it can serve as a way to socialize, and you get to monitor your children during this pandemic, and be sure to take them outside to let them play. Just frolic and enjoy. You got to set aside free time for them to just be children. So these are just a couple of encouragements for you and yours during this time. Now, I want to know what you think about this topic of conversation. You can subscribe, like, share, and comment. And if you have a view or would like to speak on a particular topic, feel free to email me at discussionswithdina@gmail.com. I am always welcoming your comments. And I want you to join me here Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. That's starting Monday. And we can have some good conversation about whatever topic is of concern to me first. And I welcome yours. Now, I want to thank you for listening, and I will see you next time on Discussions with Dina.